May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. We're looking at the pound USD, cable, the pound USD. All right. Now, first thing I want to do is go over the economic calendar for the week ahead. If I can get it over there, that'd be great. All right. Monday and Tuesday, nothing happened, and there's no news drivers. That means the markets are a little bit less predictable. The setups that you normally execute, some of them may not work out like you think, because there's no news drivers. That means there's it lacks participants in the markets. All right, to drive prices over, to go to those liquidation points and give the breakup structures and all. So we'll see. You can trade it if you like to. So a lot of people like to sit on the sidelines. All right. Wednesday, that's when the action starts. Core CPI for the U.S. dollar, for the U.S. economy, and then the Canadian dollar gets the interest rate decision on that same Wednesday. All right, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard. All right, then Thursday, the ECB makes and they make their interest rate decisions. All right. Same day, we see core PPI. That's the producer price index. All right. Both the core PPI and the core CPI is going to give a lot of information to the Fed in the US. All right. You already saw that there was strong news data, strong numbers that came in for non farm payrolls last week for the US economy. And what it indicates is uh, one, that there are more bets. All right. There is more money being baked in to say that instead of a price cut, an interest rate cut, there may be an interest rate hike in our future here. Um, and that's going to push the US dollar higher. That's strong for the US dollar, excuse me. And also, the job numbers, it looks like we added a bunch. The numbers just were very strong, and it's pushing the US dollar, it's pushing yields higher. All right. And those are headwinds for the equity markets, the precious metals. But in the Forex markets, that's going to pull the euro down. That's going to pull the pound down. That's going to pull the Aussie dollar down, the New Zealand dollar down. Those that are up against the US dollar. All right. It's going to weigh them down. All right. It's going to push up the US dollar CAD, the US dollar Swiss, and the US dollar JPY. All right. I wouldn't trade the US dollar JPY because uh, the Bank of Japan could step in at any moment and turn that market in reverse. So at any point. So I would stay away for the time being. Anyway, let's look at this pound monthly. Excuse me. I'm not feeling that well, but I will make it through this and with your support. Thank you very much. Now, on the Monday, on the monthly time frame, what do we see? We see this descending channel, right? Where it's making low, lower high, lower low, and that constituted a break of market structure, a bearish break of market structure. That means we are bearish. All right. We made the lower high, we made a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. All right. Just all we have now is this pullback. All right. Now, this pullback looked like it was trying to push up higher, but that's not what happened. Every time the market pushed down, the highs were respected, including this one, to this one, to this one. Now, this could be the next lower high for the next move down for the lower low. All right, we don't know yet, but that's the way it's developing. And the fact of the matter is, we are bearish because we have a break of market structure. We don't have any bullish breaks of market structure. Now, until this high is taken out, so we can say, oh, we got a bullish market structure, bullish break of market structure, we can start looking for buy setups as the market pulls back, and we can start to look for that next impulsive move up. All right, this is an impulsive move up. You wait for the pullback, and then we can get on. But that's not in the cards just yet. We are respecting these highs, and this looks like it may be rounding over. Let's take a closer look at that, shall we? Come on, man, don't embarrass me. All right, there you go. All right, so this has been moving sideways for months. All right, over a year. All right, and what we're waiting for is the move down. All right, there was a high sweep of buy side liquidity up at the what do you call it? The resistance line of this descending channel. So I was looking at this area as the area to start watching for lower lows and lower highs. We got the low, we got the lower low, we got a low, we have a lower high, and it looks like a developing lower high anyway. Until it breaks that, we don't have a lower high yet. Until it makes a lower low, a lower high has to lead to a lower low. Okay, but it looks like it's heading that way, doesn't it? All right, let's go to the weekly weekly time frame now. On the weekly time frame, what do we got? Let's get right into it. All right. We see this bullish break of market structure here. Look how sharp that turnaround was. There was intent to come on down. All right. This move here, although we made a higher high, higher low, higher high, this isn't the break of structure. This would be the break of structure. This here is almost equally as important. This is the shift in the market, a market structure shift. Call it a change in character, a change of character. Call it a CISD, a change in the state of delivery. You can call it whatever you like. But once the market made that high, that that made the high, higher low, higher high, and then the lower low, this is our sell model. We wait for the market to pull back into this last impulsive move so that we can take a high probability trade to the downside. We can ride that wave on the way down. You understand? So here we are now. This was last week's candle. Look how strong and how aggressive the candle is. Where did we fall from? See this? See that the weekly fair value gap? That weekly fair value gap is something I've been eyeing for the last couple of weeks. If you've been following my what do you call it? My analysis each week that I put out each weekend, you'll know that that's a fact. I said, watch for the reaction at this fair value gap because I believe that this is going to be a failed attempt to break and make a new swing high. And that's what it's turning out to be. Had this closed down here, I would definitely say, yeah, this is a failed attempt to make a new swing high. Look at this. Came came up short. And this engulfing kind of move here tells me we're probably not going to make it past up here. We're going to protect this high. So I am definitely bearish, and I am highly confident that we are heading towards this low and quite possibly the break of market structure low. You understand? This right here. I'm sorry. Um, this low here, even though it's a shift in the market, this low, because there was an attempt and a failure to make that high, make a new high, makes this a weak low, and it is because it is. That means it is subject to being liquidated. I'm looking for that liquidation right there, and if we get a strong break past that, this will count as a break of structure, a break of structure, folks, and that would be what that'll be. That's all I'm looking for, and I'm thinking that we could hold on to it for a swing, the swing down to this low here, which is at 130. All right, at 130. Okay, so I'm looking for uh, uh, to short from here. All right, I'm looking for a short from here. All right, this week I'm looking for the market. Just to give you some insight, I'm looking for the market to quite possibly. Can I just get a pencil or something? All right, I want to see the market open here. Right, push up, quite possibly to test that low right there. All right, here, push up, and then turn around and then form the rest of the candle down towards that low, taking that low to head towards the week low. You got it? I want to see the wick form the first couple of days. Up Monday, maybe Tuesday, and then Wednesday, we start to move down. I hope you caught that. I hope you caught what I'm saying. All right. If you have a comment or a concern, make sure you leave it in the comment section. Okay. So we're on the daily time frame. What am I looking for on this daily time frame? I'm making it very simple, folks. I'm making it very simple. A push up and a push down to these lows. That's it. Too easy. Too easy. And this should be red. Okay. Now, why? Why am I looking at that? Because there's respect being given to the weekly fair value gap that was here. The market moved up into that weekly fair value gap, reacted to it, tried to get past, tried to swing past that high, failed, and then the market came on down. And this is an engulfing, a very aggressive engulfing candle on Friday. And I'm very confident not only will we see the low here, but maybe this is where we get our reaction. Maybe this is where we get our reaction once it gets past there. As a matter of fact, if I drew it this way, maybe instead of the market just automatically moving up, maybe it takes this low and then moves up, all right, into the fair value gap that it's going to leave here. All right. It's going to be a fair value gap that's going to lead here, quite possibly right around this low, right here. You understand? And I'm looking for that to happen. If that happens, all right, it's going to look something like this: down, up, and then down towards these lows. This is the target for the week ahead, for sure. Let's see if we can get this over here, and I will put it as a target like so. Nope, that's wrong. That is a target right there. Okay. All right. So I got this one. We got to count that one too. All right. All right. It's going to take its time. Don't worry about it. There it goes. All right. So I'm looking for the market to either push up from here and then come down, or take this low, form put another candle here, a small candle from Monday and Tuesday, because when you don't have any news drivers, that the range can be short. So you'll see candles like this, little doji kind of candles like this one here, this one here, this one here, and maybe we might get that for the next couple of days. All right, but I'm looking for Wednesday, Thursday to Wednesday or Thursday to quite possibly be the high if it makes this move towards this low first. I'm looking for the high to be of the week to be established on Wednesday, Thursday, and then we can start to move down afterwards. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Does that make sense to you? All right, because we are respecting bearish uh, uh, premium arrays, right? And I'm looking for another premium array, a fair value gap to form here that the market could push back into, rebalance, and then come on down. I hope this makes sense to you. If it doesn't, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. Okay. Hey, I already put out a couple of videos today. All right. For the US dollar index analysis for the week ahead, and the Euro USD for the week ahead. And this is the pound USD. And I'm, I'm enjoying what I do. And I'm hoping that you like it too. And I'm hoping that I see you in the next video. May profits be upon you.